have to ask you, from a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you the moment you were boarding?
15.
Ooh.
15. You know, and I had been through the training, so I was well prepared. I had great faith in Blue Origin, of course. But always in the back of your mind, always, you know, there's a possibility. But it wasn't something that I thought was going to happen. I never, ever thought that. But, you know, listen, you're looking at somebody who, you know, I'm a very nervous flyer. I don't get on roller coasters. I don't like heights particularly. But there was something about this mission that was very inspiring to me. And when you're asked to do it, I thought, how do you say no to that? You could have, but and I toyed with the idea of saying no. And then at the end I said, no, I would like to do it.
Yeah, well, I want to ask you about that because Oprah said that you jump at the first feeling of turbulence.
Yeah.
So how do you go from that, being scared on an American Airlines flight, to going to space?
No, there's been a couple of times on the plane where I'm literally in Oprah's lap because she's not a nervous flyer. But the turbulence gets to me and I'll put the blanket over my head and go, is it over? Is it over? Like you're seeing something. So I am a very nervous flyer. But you start looking at the bigger picture here. That's what happened to me. You start looking at the bigger picture here. And I'd said in January, I'm going to do things that take me, I want to be open to new adventures. You know, whether it's dating, whether it's a job, whether it's, you know, doing something like this, I wanted to be open to new adventures. I didn't dream this big. This was not something that I ever even saw coming. So I'm still sticking with the line of, listen, I thought, Mona, you came to talk to me with Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
I thought that was a bold move.
It was.
I thought that was really stepping out of my comfort zone. But this is out of the comfort zone and around the block.
Listen, for your dating profile, now you have the Sports Illustrated cover. You have the Blue Origin flights
now,
picture.
nobody will want to date me. I mean, Nate said, you know what you should do? You should wear that spacesuit. You should wear that flight suit on your next date. Well, no, I'm not trying to scare people. I'm really very lovely and very delightful.
Listen, you are accomplished.
Spread the word, Mona. Spread the word.
We will. Okay, so walk me through the night before because sleep is a luxury.
I did not sleep.
Yeah, okay.
I did not sleep the night before because I kept playing it over in my mind. I had a meditation teacher, Bob Roth, who was a great help to me. I was saying my mantra over and over. The night before, Aisha and I had a Zoom call with Bishop T.D. Jakes, who did a prayer for us, which was great. The morning of, I talked to Katy Perry, who's in Italy, who's a great prayer, by the way. Talked to him, and you know, he was very comforting to me. So I felt prayed up and loved. I felt ready. In addition to that, I had great training. So I knew there was not another thing they could have taught us or trained us to get ready. So I knew I had that. That said, it was still, you're still putting your butt on a rocket. And when I look at the video, I'm blown away by it myself. That I was up there in seat number 5.
Yeah.
I was up there. Whoa.
Only a few people experience what you got to experience.
Yes.
So they even call it the overview effect, right?
Yes.
When you look at Earth from space. So describe that feeling for me.
I saw it. You know, you break through the clouds and, you know, of course, you know, the sun is gorgeous and the sky is blue, but at one point you get up and it is black and you see the neon blue line, the curvature of the Earth. And I thought, we came from there to up here. You've been on a commercial flight where I think the highest I've been is like 38,000 feet.
Yeah.
We have a screen in our seats that tell you how high you are. You're well over 300,000 feet. So you're way up there, and you're very aware of that. And I just think the Earth is so precious. And I've been saying this a lot, do better, be better. We can do that because we're so small in the scheme of things. And we're not here for a very long time when you really think about it. So we can all be better in what we're doing in our lives.
Yeah, and every morning at the anchor desk, you cover the world's affairs and on everything that's happening. What was it like? I mean, just seeing it from above and realizing that we just all live on this little planet.
We all live on this little planet, and hopefully we'll be able to live on this planet together. I tell you this, when we landed, welcome home took on a new meaning to me. Yeah. It took on a whole new meaning to me because no matter where you go, there's nothing like coming back home. Yeah. And I felt that deeply on this particular thing.
Oprah and your family all wearing yellow.
That was Oprah's idea. I just assumed it was Kirby's idea. I said, oh my God, you guys are wearing yellow. Kirby, whose idea was that? And she said that was Auntie O's idea. And yellow's my happy place. It's my favorite color. My call sign was sunshine on this particular thing. We got to choose our own call sign. I just happened to choose sunshine. And so it meant the world to me because if any of the 3 of them, they are my kitchen cabinet, had said, I don't think you should do it, I would not have done it if any of them had said that. Yeah. And all of them were very encouraging. I was very surprised that Oprah in particular said yes, because I tried to convince her when I heard they wanted to do it all female crew 4 years ago. And I said, I think we should see if we can go, because I'll go if you'll go, because nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You aren't going out like that. So I would go if you go. She goes, well, I guess you'll never go because I will never do it. She said, I will never do it. And I was okay with that because it wasn't a dream of mine, but I just thought, oh, an all-women crew, I like that.
Yeah.
And now here I am. So when she said yes, I was very surprised.
Oh my gosh.
She said in part because I don't want to hear your mouth when it comes back going, I should have done it, I should have done it, which I would have felt. I should have done it, I should have done it.
No shoulda, woulda, coulda's here.
Yes, no.
But I do want to ask you, just that first hug when you, the memes, actually, let's talk about the memes because they are hilarious. There's a picture of you kissing the ground. There's a picture of you looking a little concerned.
Not concerned, that's called terrified.
That's called terrified.
You can call it what it is, Mona. You don't have to clean it up. I was very, very nervous. And, you know, I do wish, you know, looking at those pictures that I would have smiled a little bit. Normally it's not good to be a meme, but I actually think these are kind of funny because you see everybody ahead of me and behind me. They're smiling. They're so happy. They can't wait to get all aboard. And I'm just thinking, I got to follow this instruction. I'm saying my mantra. I want to get in the seat. I want to strap in correctly. And I was just trying to get it right.
Yeah.
And I was also afraid. So me trying to get it right and being afraid is not a cute look. But what you should concentrate on is what I look like when I came out. Because you can tell that I'm really, you know, exhilarated is the word. I felt clear exhilaration that we came up and we came down, and that's the Blue Origin team that was working to keep us safe. And they did that. They did that.
They did. You're here with us today.
Yes.
And describe that moment to me. Katy Perry singing "What a Wonderful World."
know.
I can only imagine how magnificent that moment
That's
was.
there were several in the trip, but that is certainly one of them. Because during all of the simulations, they're not called rehearsals, they're called simulations, where they take you from beginning to end. This is what it's going to sound like, this is what is going to happen. At this point, this is going to be deployed, and then at that point, there's going to be separation. You're going to hear this boom. And, I mean, so they really take you through it. And all during the simulations, we said, Katy, you've got to sing. You got to sing. Are you going to sing Roar? Are you going to sing Fireworks? Are you going to sing Extraterrestrial? You've got to sing something. She goes, actually, I don't. I'm not planning to sing. You're not going to sing? And they said, okay, well, we shouldn't just keep asking. But I kept, well, did you change your mind? And she goes, you know, I just want to enjoy the moment, Gayle. I just want to enjoy the moment. And so I don't have any plans to sing. But think about this moment. We're coming down. The parachutes are deployed. There's 3 of them. They're beautiful. And all of a sudden, Katy starts singing "What a Wonderful World." And to hear her voice fill up the capsule, nobody joined in. Nobody. Because now if she had sang Fireworks or Roar, we would all have been, you're going to hear us roar. We would have all joined in. But just her voice, we all in that moment said, oh my gosh, let's just listen to this. And it was really magical. And Katy said, I hadn't sang that song in years, and it just came to me as I'm looking out the window. So that was very special. We're bonded for life. That was very special.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I also want to ask you, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of people cheering you guys on, but there was some criticism as well.
Criticism, Mona? Really?
There was a lot of people that felt some type of way.
Yes.
About the expense, about access to space.
Yes.
What do you say to that?
I love this question. You know, I think it's good that we can really address it. I really do love it because I was one of those people before I went on this flight and before I became educated in space. Why are we spending so much money in space when there's so much to do here on Earth? That's number one. I was one of those people. But when I look at what Blue Origin does, what their intention is to figure out a way to harness the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make the planet Earth a better place. And we use space technology all the time, whether it's your GPS, whether it's your satellite. That doesn't just happen. Every time a flight goes up, they get some type of information. 2 of the astronauts, I still have a hard time calling myself an astronaut, but 2 of the astronauts on board, one is a rocket scientist, one is an astrophysicist activist. We're actually doing experiments. But every time one of those goes up, you get some information that can be used for something else. So I wish people would do more due diligence. And then my question is, have you all been to space? Have you been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do and how they do, and then come back and say, this is a terrible thing. Is it expensive? Yes. But one of the things they're trying to do, if you get enough people who are interested, it doesn't have to be that expensive. That's number one. Number two, I don't like that people are calling it a ride. A ride, you know, You never see a male astronaut who's going up in space and they said, oh, he took a ride. We actually duplicated the route that Alan Shepard did. That's why it's called, this particular capsule is called the New Shepard. We duplicated that route. No one said he took that ride.
Yeah.
It's always referred to as a flight or a journey. So I feel that that's a little disrespectful to what the mission was and what the work that Blue Origin does. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I've had so many girls and women and some guys who are saying, whoa, I saw what you did. I'm thinking maybe I should reconsider. Maybe I could do this too. The young girls in particular. But it's not just the young girls. We're also encouraging, I mean, the boys look at it and see what women and young girls can do. Yeah. So I know there are cranky Yankees. I know there are some haters. But I'm not going to let people steal my joy and steal the joy of what we did or what we accomplished that day. I'm just not going to let it in. I'm not. And these are some of my friends that are just throwing shade.
But yes, but I think you answered it beautifully and very thoughtfully as well. I do want to add, though, we are going to put astronaut, national news anchor, Sports Illustrated model. Let me do your dating profile, please. And lastly, I just want to ask you.
She likes walks on the beach. Yeah. She likes country music. Loves fine dining, but loves a good burger. Yes.
Lauren
She's
and Jeff,
delightful. Yes.
Lauren and Jeff sending you this invitation to come to space, but
yes.
What do you get this couple for their wedding gift then? What do you get them?
I would be surprised if they're even asking for a wedding gift. What do you get? You know what? I haven't given that even a nanosecond of a thought.
But you guys,
not a nanosecond of a thought.
You guys are bonded for life?
I'm very happy for them. I'm very happy. They are very happy, and I think it's going to be quite the soiree.
Oh my gosh! And you guys are bonded for life. I feel like you guys have those moments now.
We are all of us on that. We all felt that too. You know, before we went up, there's a song by CeCe Winans called "The Goodness of God." Mm-hmm. It's such a beautiful song, and we were in a huddle, and I said, guys, let's just listen to the words of this song, and we all listened to that, and there were so many tears. Because you start listening to the words of what she's saying, but it fortifies you. It's not a sad song; it's a very fortifying song. Yeah. So it was a very special day.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. I'm going to give you a hug because you are here with us.
Thank you.
And that is no small feat.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
It is no small feat. Yeah. You know, you always do think about the unthinkable way in the back of your head. That I'd actually started. I was writing a letter to Kirby and Will and to Oprah that I was going to leave on my kitchen table. So that if the unthinkable happened, it would be there about things I was feeling, what I would like them to do. And then I stopped writing it because I said, I don't even want to put that energy out there. I don't. I tore it up because I believed I was coming back. Yeah. I always believed I was coming back, so I didn't. And even Oprah's tears, when people said, you know, Oprah was crying. Yeah. But Oprah wasn't crying because she thought, oh my God, she might not come back. She was crying because she knew how difficult this was for me and that I did it.
Yeah, no.
There's a difference.
No, it was a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mona.
Thank you so much.